right, Caps. I love oranges, man. Yeah, thank you.
Indeed.
All right.
How you doing this morning?
I'm blessed. Blessed. Boots still on the ground. Still alive. Don't have corona. I'm blessed.
Well, that's good.
Could be worse.
It could be worse. You could be living in one of these tents right now.
Well, that's not the worst thing either. That's not worse. That's not worse. They're still alive. They got choices. They still got options. They still got things you can do. At the end of the day, I'm homeless. I'm a vet. But I'm
Can I interview you?
Huh?
Hey, can I record you?
Yeah,
you mind?
Record me.
All right.
What are you recording for?
So I'm a journalist here in Denver. I run on the channel currently. It's called Cut the Plastic.
Okay.
I'm an environmental scientist by degree. But when I look at the city that I live in and the destruction of our planet and the human life and the way that we do things, it just makes me sad.
Yeah.
And so I report about what's going on out here.
Uh-huh.
And it seems like there's a proud American that was living over here.
A what?
A proud American. They got a flag and everything.
Yeah.
You know, like so veterans, you know, that's a thing that is rough in my world and probably yours as well.
Exactly.
That we don't do better for our veterans.
Well, I think as a whole, you know, we try to do the right thing, but as evolution will cause and change is necessary in our lifestyle, but sometimes change is not for everyone.
Okay.
They say if you do not change, you will become extinct. But that's a hard pill to swallow when you see as a family member that may be suffering due to change. This whole pandemic is more than what we see it is. You know, it's change on every scale. Those things that we used to see will never come back.
You're absolutely right about that.
Will never come back. Jobs that we used to have will never reappear. You know, family members are being displaced. You know, I'm from out of Washington, D.C., and I've traveled this country damn near all my life. I'm 66 years old, retired vet, 100% service connected on Social Security. You know, I choose to be homeless. Why? Because I connect with more people this way. You know, I see the soul of people.
So you have your benefits that help you stay financially viable to eat and to have some clothing.
Yes, sir.
Do you live outside? Do you stay at a shelter?
I have at times in Las Vegas, Florida, you know, Washington D.C., Philadelphia. You know, I've lived around and everything. And what I see more than anything else, I'm gonna ask the question: what is the one thing that all human beings have in common?
Besides a pulse, the need for water and a bathroom.
It's in the question.
Okay.
It's the one thing that all human beings have in common. We're all human beings. And the day that we treat each other like human beings and remove color, remove racism, remove, you know, different type of barriers that separate us, that's the day that we'll see one another and we'll be able to commune with one another. When we remove racism and we see each other as a human being. Because at the end of the day, we're all sons and daughters of God. That's it. No more, no less. So the moment we start seeing one another as human beings, don't get me wrong, as human beings, we also supposed to have boundaries. Without boundaries, we're nothing but animals. So as human beings, we adhere to these boundaries. You know, not as race, not as religion, but just pure human beings. There's always going to be that good and bad, you know, the up and down, left and right. There's always going to be that. However, you know, there's a scale of just being decent in life. Once we start seeing each other, we can see decency.
Yeah. I want to make sure I get some of this here.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Oh yeah.
because that's part of what's going on right now. You know, is that the people are living on the street, and we're forgetting that human decency issue, right? For me, what I see is not a situation where we're taking people and moving them into houses that are long-term solutions, into opportunities to uplift. It's simply, you can't be here, go away. Right? And there's no, for many of these people who would choose to have a structure and own property, because that's what they have going on here.
Yeah.
They have a housing structure and their property in whatever format that they can.
Well,
and
you believe in evolution? You believe in change?
Yeah.
Okay. That comes with a very serious price in life.
It absolutely does come with a price.
And that price is sometimes all right, because see, as you as a human being, as me as a human being, I've only seen 1% of this world, but this world has seen 100% of us.
Yeah.
We are recyclable.
We are. We are the most organic, recyclable part of it, aren't we?
Right. So as we think that we're part of the world, no, we're not part of this world. The world owns us, and it will do with us as it seems pleased. And at this day and age in my life, I'm so happy to be part of the world. How you doing?
Good morning, Therese.
And see, when I see a mother like that, when I see a woman that can make me pregnant and on the street, that hurts my heart.
Well, you know, she don't live on the street.
Okay.
She's housed.
Okay.
She actually is the mother over much of our house-less community.
Okay, gotcha.
And if there's a porta potty outside on a street corner and a hand washing station for people who live outside, Therese is the one who's culpable for organizing. You know,
that's decency.
That's human. Exactly.
That's a human being.
Her video was the one that woke me up this morning at 6:30, 6 o'clock, 6:30 this morning. To come and observe
this displacement or movement.
Yeah, it's displacement. They call it a cleanup, and maybe if they had provided recycling and trash services, and not just somebody from a private industry or non-governmental organization buying company time for toilets.
Okay.
Right, we pay for that privately out of pocket. That toilet.
Okay.
Right? The hand washing station managed privately out of pocket. Over here, this is taxpayer expense, right?
Watch this. What I see, you see, everybody can see something different in here. I can see the pandemic coming over with. I can see that, okay, some services may become more available, right? This is just a displacement. It is not a complete removal.
Well, it is, but that's the point. That's the point. I want to remove people's need to live on the street and displace them into a structure of their sanity and stability, right? So if that structure currently only available is a mass bunkhouse in a military style dormitory or prison style, however you want to describe it, then
let me ask you this question. Do you believe that there are certain types of lifestyles, like there's a no purpose life, right purpose life, cross purpose life, wrong purpose life? Sometimes when you have a no purpose life, you have gotten so tired of being shackled by the rules and regulations, you don't mind living among the world. You know, if you're a native person, all right, you don't mind living under the sun.
No, not at all. I love living under the sun.
That's called almost in a nomadic sort of free lifestyle.
I get that.
And a nomadic free lifestyle, all right, also has its pains and its happiness and its glories throughout the whole process.
Sure. Oh, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. What I'm saying is that because we're a modern society and we have infrastructure capacities, the expense of being human means that if we're going to demand that our infrastructure is a foundation upon which our higher moral grounds reside, then we have to steal a quote from the city of Denver and the Downtown Denver Partnership, we have to do better than this.
Oh, absolutely.
If somebody wants to live in a nomadic setting, then the city of Denver needs to have a location where people can nomadically reside as they pass through, right?
And if everybody wants to watch them live as a nomadic society, that is their choice. That nomadic society, which I totally agree with you, should be off base somewhere, not down in the city where tourists looks at it as a tourist attraction.
Right, give them a spot to go.
There's a lifestyle.
Go give them 2 acres and a fence line, dumpsters, and let them figure it out.
Exactly.
Right, when it's too full, then there's another location, right?
But there are also rules to that nomadic.
Yes.
Also, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Don't shit on the ground.
Huh?
Don't shit on the concrete.
That's right.
Right?
In a nomadic society, they think they're so free that they can take advantage of getting a child and things of this nature. So even at that point, there are rules to that nomadic society. It's like it's being gypsies.
Yeah.
So some people don't like rules. They're considered outcasts.
Well, these flag bearers here seem to be outcasts right now too. You know, they're in fact being cast out from the intersections here at Broadway and 19th, 18th, and it is what it is in our world today. It is just another.
And watch this, as we are once removed, twice removed from the world, all right, the world will also feel a pain, feel a loss in certain things that we do here today.
Yeah?
This is a part of the pandemic tragedy.
No, that's the problem. It's not. This is an extension of visibility due to the pandemic, and it's possible that because of the pandemic, it's going to expand. However, this is a tragedy of errors, of development, of planning, of growth,
right,
in a way that doesn't manage the income levels
or the
at all levels
that they have available.
Huh?
The resources that they have available are not being, I say, planned or manipulated to a point that it's going to accommodate the vast majority.
Well, yeah, because that's well, you can't see behind this tall corner building here, but that whole row back there is development housing for a couple of blocks, right, along the train tracks, and along Walton Street there. And this building right here in front of us is the one the sun's shining on, that's brown with all the, that's all new housing. But when it was developed, it was intended to be higher income housing.
Okay.
So
is it now the same, or is it higher income, or is it?
Yeah, there's a lot of that space that is alleged to be vacant based on the value of the bricks being empty versus used at a lower value.
Okay.
Right? So they'd rather keep the place empty at $2,000 a month value than fill it at $1,000 a month value. Right? As an example. And so that's where the difficulties do arise. And you have to are we dropping oranges? Well, that'll happen.
I'll hold this one for you.
I came to bring them and give them to people like this young man. Maybe he wants an orange,
Yeah.
So, what was your name, by the way?
My name is Michael.
Michael, I'm Brian.
But my name is Ghost.
Ghost. So you're just in and out, quiet like a ghost.
Huh?
You in and out, quiet like a ghost.
I served my time in the Marine Corps for 10 years. Came out, service-connected injury, everything PTSD. I worked a lot of major industries today. Right? I've seen a lot of development. I've seen a lot of destruction. But at the end of the day, what I see more so than anything else, I see despair. People are not treating people like human beings. Now, Am I black? Am I white? What am I? I'm a child of God. I'm a human being. That's it. No more, no less.
Okay.
That's it. So when I see these different issues come up, we can all pick and choose our battles, our fights, our desires in life. But at the end of the day, we're only here for a minute. We're only here for
Flash in the pan.
That's it. We're only here for a minute. A blink of an eye.
Yeah, that's true. And when we look at it, the reality is that we on this planet are ants in comparison to the planet, and our planet is but a speck of dust in comparison to the universe, galaxies
I think
that expand.
This whole pandemic was more than what it is. It was a new world order coming in place. You got AI that's going to control a lot of different things. You can't even go to Vegas anymore and win. Why? AI controls all of that. If you think you're going to win at those casinos, at those slot machines, you're wrong. It ain't going to happen. All I know, I used to program stuff like that. What I'm saying today is no more than a new world order coming in place. Things that we used to see, we will no longer see anymore. I used to play a game with with some friends of mine. It's called Once in a Lifetime. Here we go. Once in a lifetime. Remember we used to have the washing boards? Wash our clothes, we won't see that no more. Once in a lifetime. A landline phone, you won't see those too much anymore. Can you think of anything once in a lifetime that was back in your generation that you will no longer see?
Oh yeah, I mean, like my grandparents had rotary phones.
You won't see it no more.
I have grown up with radios that were with two vacuum tubes, magnetic remote controls as clickers before the laser and the infrared, right?
A lot of once in a lifetime. So as we evolve, change is good. There's a book called Who Moved My Cheese? The cheese is a
Yes.
book. Huh?
Yes, I do know this book.
I've read that book and I've read that book over and over again. Change is inevitable, okay? If you don't change, you will become extinct. That book was so paramount in everything that we see today. Because corporations understood the process. We must change or we will die. Or we will lose our businesses. Real estate is all about changing. If they don't change, they will become extinct. So the book Who Moved My Cheese was so synonymous about the four characters who were in that book. 2 mice and 2 human beings, same size. The only thing that the human beings ran with a lot of fear, trepidation, anguish, a lot of different emotions that held them back. The 2 mice ran on pure instinct by the cheese. Go through the maze of life. And it was a maze that they had to go through. This is all a maze. Every corner you got station A, station B, station C. You got all these different stations. Some people are so fearful, so wrapped up in a lot of different emotions, and guess what they do? They'll stay in that one corner. They'll stay in that one corner and hope that things will change for them in that corner. And the only thing that changes for them in that corner is they get more despair, they get more discouraged. You must move amongst the maze. You must go to different areas of this world and be able to find what you want. And once you find what you want, hey, because cheeses are the metaphor for what you want, and that can change on a daily basis. That can change on a daily basis.
It should.
Huh?
It should have some changes. It should have some long-term what you want as well.
Exactly. And then once it comes to the point that you're able to sit down and relax and enjoy your cheese as retirement, as you enjoy your cheese, as you have your little place you can rest because you didn't move amongst the maze of life. Now you have your family members and your loved ones helping you out. But you're finding more displaced younger people than you are older people. More younger people are being displaced, homeless, than older people.
Well, yeah,
There's
I
something to be
suppose
said about that.
there is something to be said about that.
Yes, it is.
You know, is it because, quite honestly, people like, I know a lot of people that just can't afford to move, couldn't afford to leave. They got in, they got lucky, they got there.
And then there's a lot of fear to it.
Well, and there's also senior housing.
Right.
But I'm going to tell you what, I know because my friends have died homeless. I had a friend named David, and the government foreclosed. You know, the banks took his house. They foreclosed on him during the bankruptcy foreclosure thing a decade or so ago, and you know, a lot of stuff went down. It was negative. It was rough. The banks, the corporations were greedy, and they took advantage of people, and they still are. Yeah. Right? Why do the elderly not get displaced sometimes? There's a lot of reasons. One of the reasons is that they sell their houses to the bank, and they say, give me money, and this place is yours when I'm dead, and it becomes part of the corporate state, and not the properties of the people, right?
I wish I could have, not to cut you off, I wish I could have put a Facebook or some type of social media thing out there when this pandemic first started, because I would advise people, do what the banks want you to do. But because you have the financial savvy to say, if we don't have a job and they still want us to pay rent, but there's a moratorium on rent, every human being in this world could have filed for bankruptcy. The moment you file for bankruptcy, they cannot take your property. That was the key. Everybody should have filed for bankruptcy at that point. Everybody. But the moment you file for bankruptcy, that means your bill collectors cannot collect your rent. You don't have to pay nothing. Nothing. Once you pay for bankruptcy. If the world would have filed for bankruptcy when the pandemic first started, guess what? The moratorium on rent, all these stimulus checks and stuff, they'd have stopped all that because they wasn't bringing money in. The country was still receiving money.
Yeah.
They were still receiving money. Why am I going to give you a second check if I'm not going to let you go back to work? Why am I going to give you a check if you don't have to pay rent?
Well, we didn't do those things, most of us. Truth of the story being.
Yeah, but bankruptcy would have been a solution for a lot of middle class people.
Yeah.
It would have been the solution. Okay, fine. Let me file bankruptcy. And the moment all this bankruptcy would have been started, guess what? Jobs would have came back. Very quickly.
Very quickly. Well,
You
Michael.
what's happening,
Michael, right?
Huh?
Michael?
Yes.
Yeah.
You notice what's happening, right? They are not touching that flag right
No, they are not.
now. You notice that, right?
My camera's on it. It's going to be a while. That's probably the last thing to go. They're looking at it now, but... Yeah, well,
See, we can't claim eminent domain, right? Especially on a city or government. Like in Washington D.C., all of it's federal ground, so you don't own no property, you don't own no land in Washington D.C. at all.
Really?
You can't. It's all federal. Every part of Washington D.C. is federal, so you could have the property on top, but you can't own no land. You had no eminent domain. There's no squatter's rights. You don't have that right in certain cities. All right? They may consider this a federal zone because you got the treasury right down the street here. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this may be a part of a federal zone.
Well, actually, so...
That's a federal building right there.
Those are courthouses.
That's right.
Yeah.
And that can't be, you know. And then you have all this.
All of
Messes
this.
up their skyline, messes up their view.
It does mess up my view.
Huh?
They do mess up my view, these buildings. I can't see the mountains from here. I should be.
Hey, but listen, it was nice
Michael,
talking to you.
it's a pleasure. I got my hands full. I'm going to give you an elbow.
All right?
Have a blessed day.
Take care.
Thank you. Guess I'm gonna go around the other way, around the block. Let's just do it. So what happens is that they just haul all this straight off to the landfill. There's no effort to separate, to recycle. You see people stacking their property on the backside here. But they'll do this to a tent with everything inside of it. So we're gonna recognize that we got here late, but we want to show you the kind of resources this infrastructure gets. Because the fence is the new method, right? Not a roll of tape. A whole lining, block the neighborhood, take the intersection, shut it all down. Here's your garbage can, right? Here's what waste management, public service, utilities look like in Denver right there. Boom. So we need to do better, huh? And of course, they've got vehicles inside and out. Right? Ooh, let's see. There we go. For some reason. There we go. Support teams. These are the human beings with the greatest amount of decency. They come, they carry, they move, they support. Hey, can I get a promotion for tomorrow? Tell people what's going on for the next 4 days.
Tomorrow we are starting a vigil. It will be at City Hall, and it is to bring awareness to racism in housing and homelessness. And it's 1 minute for every Black, Brown, and Indigenous person that was counted in the point in time count, and 1 minute for every person that was not counted. That equals to about 89 hours.
Let's watch out here.
The amount of time that we anticipate holding that space.
89 hours. And that's 1 minute or 3 minutes? I'm sorry, I miss.
It's 1 minute for each person that is counted and 1 minute for each person that is not.
Okay.
We're going to have speakers, we're going to have food, we will have porta potties and hand washing stations. It also can be an example of what could be. We are going to peaceably assemble and have a vigil and provide some education to the community while providing a safe place to rest during that time. So we hope folks will come out.
Okay. All right. And where is that going to be at?
It is going to be in front of the City and County building. What's that, 14th and Bannock, I think it is. So it's just you know, the Capitol is on one end, and then we've got a couple of parks, and then we've got a building on the other end. It's that other building.
Okay, and will you remind us, please, so that this video as a short can be used, who you are and what organization you're with?
I'm Anna, and I'm with Denver Homeless Out Loud.
Thank you so much. And again, that's Wednesday to
Saturday, yep.
Wednesday through Saturday, 7 a.m. to
10 p.m. Saturday.
10 p.m. Saturday
My
evening.
birthday's on Thursday, so come celebrate.
All right, so we'll be having a birthday party cake. Is there going to be food? How do people reach out and help?
You can email info@denverhomelessoutloud.org. That goes right to my phone, which I have on me all the time, so that is probably the
easiest way to do it.
Yep.
All right, Anna with Denver Homeless Out Loud, thank you very much again for being out here and helping our community, and we look forward to seeing you Wednesday through Saturday this week downtown.
Yes. Please come join us. Come check it out. Have a meal. You know, meet some of our community members. Open your mind.
Thank you. And wait for me.
Haha, I have the camera now.
Oh, that way?
Okay, now where? We're going in here?
This was in somebody's living room. It is a futon bed. I actually hung out in that tent a little while yesterday while I was talking to folks, and it was really, really nice. His living room was actually mine.
We don't want you for your brain, Brian, just for your muscles.
So it would really aim to not have this to sleep on for the community member who depends on it. So we're doing our best to get it in to the van and move to the next location. I see folks moving. These are volunteers that are salvaging some of these items. The city workers tried to take some of them and dispose of them, and our volunteers verbally resisted, and they were able to salvage, for example, this generator. We also salvaged a number of tents, sleeping bags, and blankets, which the Wall of Moms usually takes and launders them, and then we as an organization redistribute them to those who are most in need. What I have noticed is that we have a great deal of youth that typically only have a backpack. If they're doing well, they'll have a jacket, but our youth, our unhoused youth, usually don't have a tent or a blanket or a sleeping bag.
I don't know what he's going with. I think that's Steven's stuff.
All right, it looks like they got it in there. All right, good job, guys. You guys
Because
must be
I'm bald?
Tetris players.
Because I'm bald, and so when I don't have a hat on, it helps like my head from shining too much.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
It's just weird.
Woo. All right, what else is going? This is all their stuff?
So there was a group that broke down. Yeah.
Oh, I was supposed to put those on the table. Thank you. Good morning. Wow, that's a pump. Muffins. This is what good humans do for one another. They bake.
This is our wonderful volunteer Vera, who for every sweep she has brought coffee, hot chocolate, homemade muffins, fruit, snacks. She picks up donuts. She pays for it on her own dime out of the wonderfulness of her heart, and she is amazing. She is amazing. She is diehard. She is always here.
Everybody here is so amazing.
Teresa
love
and I
her.
were just commenting. Teresa and I were just commenting yesterday that we have such a good group of volunteers that we feel confident in. So like tomorrow there's a sweep, but we have our event starting. So we are very confident that our group of volunteers can manage a sweep on their own. They show up early, they bring breakfast for our community members, which is, you know, it's that human touch. You get woken up at 5 in the morning with either the beep, beep, beep or with a flashlight in your face. And it's nice to have a friendly face, hand you a cup of coffee and a muffin. And she does it every time. She's amazing. We have the best, I can without doubt say we have the best volunteers in the city.
You're making me cry.
It's beautiful.
Seriously,
They do,
I mean,
it's
like,
beautiful.
I'm over here. I'm just going to show you this, folks, because I want you to see that my eyes are absolutely like just tearing up right now. It's not the sun. You touch me because I know what you're talking about, right? Because each of these has a role. I left people last night who said goodnight because they were going to be here in the morning before I was here.
Right. I had to leave. I actually waited because one of the organizers from the event last night gifted us a generator for our event. And so I waited, you know, even though I was tired, I knew I had to be here, you know, by 6 a.m. But I waited to get that generator so that...
Oh, that generator.
Yeah.
Very nice. I know about that generator and its origins. Is it a use, or is it you using it for the week, basically?
Yeah, we're going to use it for our projector and for our computers. The D-Hole core team will be there, but our work doesn't stop, and we still have to use our laptops. We do have a mobile hotspot that we can use, but we didn't have electricity.
Well,
so we're going to use the generator for our computers and then also allow community members to charge their phones.
Excellent. Well, when it comes to organizing, you guys got some things taken care of. And you're right, the volunteers downtown, the human beings that live in the community, they really do want to stick their heads out and hands out.
The other thing I want to say is that community is really invested in being part of the solution. The volunteers that are here are housed, they are taxpayers, and we want to be part of the solution. This type of fencing prohibits us from being able to help. This is the city prohibiting taxpayers and housed residents from being part of the solution. And I believe that government should be creating unity within their constituents and not promoting divisiveness, such as the city of Denver is doing right here, right now.
All right. Well, folks, again, Anna from Denver Homeless Out Loud. And as you can see, we're still flying a flag. The last flag is standing. The last tent is, and housing space is getting ready to come asunder. And as they're discussing these things and negotiating, we are here to remind you that this is community-driven media. Soon, this channel will be focusing on environmental conditions and may not actually cover homeless sweeps. We may be bringing a second channel online. So that's the thing that we're gonna deal with there. So we're gonna deal with some other things that are going on today, and then we're gonna
Hey, Will. to go.
Go make some videos.
There's plenty of space there on Lockheed Mark. Yeah, so they're also they're trying to support so I don't know how much time you have. Whatever you're comfortable with. I'm just letting you know that because they're not allowed to.
For example, if folks are stashing all their stuff.
So we're giving the conversation between the negotiations to be discreet, and we're going to walk away from them for that. Some things can't be stored at the facility. It has to fit in a certain size capacities. So not everybody's furniture, their pallets, their housing is able to be transported. And as I say that, I turn around and I look and see here is so much more. I need to go get the tripod and just put this down, or I could end the feed. I think I'm going to end the feed, folks. I can get my hands dirty too, and then I'm off to make some video. You guys will watch some stuff for the first time ever. Cut and filtered, unadulterated. We'll see what happens. We'll talk to you later. Let me read some names off and say good day to you. Jody Abbott, Livitz 420, Patrick, Carol DeCambra, Carol Funk, Rusty Hook, Word 'em Up TV, good morning, thank you. Please do share. Please do go get your 3-layered medically proficient face mask from CO Mask, ERAID.org. That's maskeraid.org, CO masquerade.org. The 3-layered machine washable filtered face masks keep your loved ones safe from viruses. Wear a mask out in public and get lots of sunshine every day. Help keep yourself healthy. Lots of vitamin D, as Robert Chase would remind us. Sunshine helps kill, helps with the health. And I've got to stop and help, okay? So we'll catch you guys later, okay? Thank you.